Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today we're going to do a 3-month real-world test and show you how to do all the maintenance on the Narwal Freo Z10 Ultra Robot Vacuum Cleaner. I'm going to show you how to change all the mop pads, clean the inside filters, clean the base station. At the end of this, we'll go over my scoring system, what I liked, what I didn't like, my cost per month. I've got it all broken down, and then will it earn a gold standard Just a Dad approved? Buy it now, wait for a deal, or skip it. Now, if you want to find all the robots that have already passed my 3-month real-world test where I take them to my home and use them, check out my website, justadadapproved.com. That's where you'll find the Mova P10 Pro. That was my 2025 pick of the year. If you purchase a product off my website or off of this in this video, the product's not going to cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from the sale. I do purchase these robot vacuum cleaners with my own money and give you my honest opinion. Okay, now let's get started. I've got the robot turned off. We'll go over the settings and how it did later. But hold the power button for about 3 seconds. It turns it off. Let's take a look. We're gonna have to clean this. This can be a little tricky to get out. So we're gonna take this over to the sink. You can see this needs to be cleaned about once a month. I haven't cleaned mine for about 2.5 months. Up top, the clean water and dirty water tank. I've been cleaning this one. I'll show you a little cleaning trick. There is a filter at the bottom of that tube, a little foam filter you got to replace every once in a while, but it's in pretty good shape most of the time. Nothing really else to do up here. This stays pretty clean. Now I will at the end here, I'll get a white or a cloth and we'll wipe down that underneath that tray. It does need some work. Okay, let's go to the mop pads. You can see these need replaced. I replace mine every couple months. That's where it starts to wear out, is the edges the most. You can freshen these up once in a while and put them in your laundry, but here's what a new one should look like. It is nice and fresh, but they are 20 bucks a piece, or for a set. It does have a side brush that comes out. This doesn't necessarily need cleaned. The wheel will pop out. If you see I wouldn't pop it out unless you see a bunch of hair wrapped around it. You got to kind of pry it up, but be careful. Yeah, it's all plastic, so I don't recommend taking it out a whole bunch. It just seems like a point that could fail. And then line it up. It should snap into place. Let's do the brush roller. Pinch these tabs, rotate this. That's got a lot of dirt caked on it. You'll need to clean this, but this does need replaced once in a while. These will start to wear out, but you can wash this, but you gotta let it dry. Side brushes are in good shape. If I needed to change them, I would just pull straight up. When you get the new one, there's a long side and a short side, line them up. And don't forget the cliff sensors. This doesn't fall down your stairs. And there's the carpet sensor. You may have to just kind of wipe that out a little bit. Don't put anything sharp in there. We're gonna wipe this out with a damp cloth. Be careful of this membrane here. We don't wanna bust that. Dust bag is super easy to change out. Again, you can kind of feel it when it starts to get up about here. Every couple months, you're going to want to just pull this tab, pull it out, and replace it. There is a spot for another type of solution tank, but I never installed it. So when you push this in, make sure the bag's not in the way. You're going to hear like a little micro switch click. Now that sticks out a little bit, but it shouldn't prevent the door from closing. Now the solution tank, it's got a little bit left in it. I just put Shark Vac Mop solution in my clean water tank every time I fill it up. So yeah, that's nice and flush. If you didn't install that right, that wouldn't be it right. So I will put a link to this. You can always find all the products that I use on my website, justadadapproved.com. This is the Walmart cleaning brush for $5. Effordent tablets. So you're going to use this to clean the dirty water tank. Every time I empty it, I put an Effordent tablet, a Dinger cleaning tablet in there. I also like to use the scrubbing bubbles. That's what we're going to use. It kind of eliminates bacteria and stuff. It works great in the dirty water tank. And then there's the Shark Vac Mop solution that I put in my clean water tank every time. Okay, so in the dust bin, there is a filter. It's reusable, but you have to replace it every couple months. It's not a very thin or thick filter. So you can clean it once or twice, but you will eventually have to replace it. This seems like that little screen needs cleaned every couple weeks. But I have found I can reuse this most of the time and this. So let's... You do have to let this dry. So I recommend getting an extra one so you can have one cleaned and then you can put one right back in. Because this does take a while to dry. This cleaning brush just works great for everything that we're going to be doing. Dawn dish spray also works good. These get really dirty, but they're hard to dry. So you got to let them dry in the sun or put them over a register, or I'll show you a little drying hack here in a second. The door is really dirty, like it's been vacuuming up some wetness. But it cleans up real well. Dustbin, it definitely needs cleaned too. Check, make sure the trap door is in good shape. This comes apart. A lot of that is from the mop pads shed a lot when they get cleaned. So a lot of that's like cotton. And you should, I like that it's a removable tray, and you should clean the removable tray probably every once a month. I let mine go a little too long. But it does clean up very nice and easy. Okay, here's a cleaning hack. I'll put a link to this. This is on my website too. It's a little blower. So it works really well if you're in a hurry, like I typically am when I clean these. So you can really blow them dry. It does help. I think they should still sit in the sun for a little bit or on a register, but you can get them almost perfectly dry. Now the filters, you can't get it perfectly dry, but you can speed the process up. Okay, don't forget to clean in here, over here by where the air comes out, the ramp. It doesn't need too much cleaning. It did a good job. Okay, let's wipe this down. This is in good shape around the wheels. Again, be careful. That's a really thin membrane. We want to be really careful. Take the blower. Be careful of that. Okay, let's put the main brush in. Find the arrows. There's 2 arrows. Put it in at an angle. Rotate it. Those should be nice and flush. Take the door, nice and clean. Press down. Get the mop pads. They're both the same. And just snap them on. All right, get your new filter or your dry filter. Put it on, make sure it's nice and flush. Take this, again. Ooh, that's cracked. I didn't know that. Or no, it's not cracked. It just comes apart. But that needs cleaned every couple weeks, and so does that. And then just slide that down, make sure it's nice and flush. Okay, turn it on by holding the power button. Okay, let's go in and see exactly, first let's check history. 28 cycles, I thought I had more than that on it. Let's check a cleaning pattern. Yeah. Did have a nice cleaning pattern there. I mean, again, it does seem off just a little bit sometimes. We have a stain report. It gives you different levels of stains. This does use a lot of water because it doesn't have an internal water tank. It has to go back and clean the mop pads quite a bit. So let's reset some manage accessories. Replace the insert dustbin. I hit replace, that resets it. Dust bag, I've got a little bit, but I did replace it already. The mops, I don't have that much. They definitely wear out before that. Maybe I already reset that once. And I didn't replace the brush, but if I did, I would press the reset the timer. Sensors, you wipe down, sponge filter, and then the solution tanks. Replace. I don't think it doesn't give you a time. You just replace as necessary. Just take them out and shake them. Narwal does have some of the highest cost to use. Dust bags, you're going to need 1 every 2 months for a total of 6, and they're 20 bucks a piece. 120 bucks a year. Filters, 3 a year. They're kind of expensive, 105 bucks. Side brushes, 3 a year for 90. Mop pads, 5 a year for 100 bucks. Main brush, 2 a year for 60. And solution, that's the solution, $523 a year or $43. They do sell a kit. This kit comes and go, like a lot of these parts come in and out of stock. Narwal has a hard time keeping their stuff in stock sometimes. So when this kit is in stock, You get 2 mop pads, 1 side brush, 2 filters, 1 main brush, and 2 solutions for $200. You might be able to save you can save a little bit of money by getting that kit, but you will have to get 2 of those kits a year. Now my scoring. Hassle, I originally gave it 4, but then I backed it down to 3. There's a little bit of hassle with carpet. When this thing recognizes carpet, its default mode is set in the settings to avoid, which gets really confusing sometimes. Hair pet test was 4 out of 5. Corner sweep, it doesn't have a side brush that sweeps, but even though it extends the mop pads, it doesn't do the best job of extending it. Mopping and vacuuming, 4 out of 5. It does an okay job of mopping and vacuuming. It's just, I don't like that it has to go back, wash the mop pads quite a bit. And then with that dirt detection sensor, this thing can, for a large home, it can use up all of its water before it ever finishes your entire home. Clutter test was just okay. A lot of that has to do with navigation. Overall score 3. I originally kind of gave maybe a 3.5, but no 3. This is definitely going to be a skip it for me. I mean, if the price was super low, but some things I don't like, it's high cost of use. It doesn't have an internal water tank, which I like. Things I did like, it re-cleans and remops because it has a dirt detection sensor. It is good with long hair, so it's good for a small apartment with pets. Nice bag, easy to clean, but it's kind of expensive. The tray's removable. The cleaning pattern is just not as smooth as I would like it. Uses a lot of water, cost to use is high, proprietary solution tank, no corner sweep. In settings, the default carpet is set to avoid. So with that being said, this is going to get just a dad skip it for me. I'm not saying it's a bad robot. It's just not ideal. There are better robots out there that are cheaper to use and don't use as much water to clean as good. This robot retails for $1,000. It is on sale for $600 now. I like the Mova P10 Pro better. It's at $550, but when it's on sale, it's $400. So I think that robot does just a better job of cleaning. Again, not a bad robot, just has some little quirks, and I just think there's some better robots out there. Now again, be sure and check out my website. It's brand new right now. It has links to the robots that I approve of. But it's under construction. So, and hopefully here in about another month, I'm going to have these scorecards, these costs to maintain, and I'll have, like, if you bought this, here's the parts that I use to clean it, replace. So again, those will be links to Amazon. I am an Amazon affiliate. If you click on the links, the products don't cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission for the sale. Again, this is home of the honest review. Again, it's just got some little quirks that I don't think. The Narwal app just has it's a little finicky in my opinion, and the robot can kind of struggle with carpet sometimes. And see, that limits it. So then it's got kind of a mid flagship price with some limitations. That's my biggest downfall of it. So for that price, it shouldn't have these limitations that I talk about. So again, let me know what you think in the descriptions, justadadapproved.com. I got lots of videos coming. Oh, I got all the brand new Ecovacs. Narwhal's got the Z10 Ultra. I just got it out and using it. If you could, please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Okay, the Narwal Freo Pro, 3 out of 5 hassle. It doesn't, these robots, Narwal doesn't necessarily make theirs for vacuuming carpet, even though it is a good carpet vacuum. The default is to avoid carpet, which can be confusing, which led to quite a bit of hassle factor. Hair and pet test, 4 out of 5. That brush roller does do a good job with long hair. And also the hassle of taking out the dust bag yourself. Corner sweep, again, no side brush. Vacuum and mopping, it does an okay job of vacuum and mopping, 4 out of 5. Clutter test, it could be a little bit better with its obstacle avoidance. Overall score 3. I kind of had it as a wait for a deal, but this is going to be a skip it for me. For this price point that they're asking, it retails for $700. It's on sale for $500. It's just really meant for a small apartment, maybe with pets, but maybe not because it doesn't auto empty. Its cost to operate is one of the highest because of the Narwal parts, and sometimes they're in or out of stock, I find. No auto empty. You have to empty the dustbin. That's kind of some hassle. Cost per month is high. Carpet is set to avoid. It does mop relatively good. It just uses a lot of water if you have a big home. Quick mapping. Obstacle avoidance it was good, wasn't great. When you start getting into the $500 price range, that's when you can get a lot more features. You can get something with a camera. You can get something with an auto empty docking station that auto empties it for you. Also a robot that has an internal water tank. I find that those don't use as much water. So while nothing glaringly wrong with the robot, I think for the price point and the features, you can get better robots.